Hello students, welcome back. So we are in the middle of completing our chapter Mechanical Properties of Fluids, and inside Mechanical Properties of Fluids we are doing the concept of surface tension. In the last class we discussed the concept of surface energy and we practiced some numerical problems based on the concept of surface energy. Now in this class we are going to see the concept of excess pressure inside a liquid drop. But before starting that topic, let us discuss one more topic which is important to discuss, and the topic is pressure difference across a surface film. So please write down the heading pressure difference across a surface film. So this is our topic of discussion, pressure difference across a surface film. So as the name indicates that if you consider the surface of a liquid, then on the two sides of the surface film there is a difference of pressure. Okay? There are three cases in it, so I am discussing all the three cases one by one. So our case 1 is, okay, this is our case 1, when the surface of the liquid is flat or horizontal. So see, if in case the liquid surface is horizontal like this, so you can see that the surface or the free surface of the liquid is horizontal. In this case, the surface tension acts horizontally. The force of surface tension acts horizontally in the surface of the liquid. So, and there will be no component acting in the perpendicular direction, and so the pressure of the liquid, which is denoted by Pn, and the pressure outside, which is denoted as Po, these two pressures are equal. So in this case, Pn is equal to P naught. Okay? So if the surface of the free surface of the liquid is flat or horizontal, then there is no pressure difference across the surface of the liquid. That means the pressure of the liquid and the pressure outside the surface, they both are same. Why? Because there is no component of the surface tension force acting in the perpendicular direction. Right? If the surface is flat, the force of surface tension will only be acting in the surface of the liquid. Right? So this is our case 1, and now let us discuss the case 2. The case 2 is when the surface of the liquid is convex, like this. So this is the liquid, and here what happens is the free surface of the liquid is convex. Now in this case there is a component of the force of surface tension in the perpendicular direction, and because of which the molecules of the surface experiences a net inward force. The molecules which are present on the surface, they experience a net inward force. Okay? So now what should happen? For the equilibrium of the molecules on the surface, this net inward force should be balanced by some other force. Okay? Suppose if the pressure outside is Po and the pressure of the liquid is Pl. Now since the surface molecules are experiencing a net force in the inward direction, this force is actually directed towards the center of curvature of the curved surface. So now this force must be balanced by some other force. So from this discussion we must have Pn greater than P naught. Here the pressure of the liquid must be greater than the pressure outside it for the surface or for the molecules present on the surface to be in equilibrium. The pressure of the liquid must be greater than the pressure outside the surface. So this is our case 2, and now let us discuss our case 3. I hope this case is clear to everyone. Now because the molecules present on the surface of the liquid experiences a net inward force, there must be balance this force. So all in all, the pressure of the liquid must be greater than the pressure outside it to balance the inward force due to the surface tension. ठीक है, for the equilibrium of the molecules that are present on the surface. I hope I am clear to everyone. And now let us discuss the case 3. Now what is case 3? Case 3 is when the surface of the liquid is concave, like this. So here you can see that the surface of the liquid is concave. So now in this case what happens is the molecules that are present on the surface of the liquid, they experience a net outward force, and this force is again directed towards the center of curvature of the curved surface. Now for these molecules to be in equilibrium, there must be some pressure balancing it. If the pressure outside is P naught and if the pressure of the liquid is PL, then if the molecules that are present on the surface, due to the surface tension force, the molecules on the surface, they experience is an outward force. Now to balance this force, the pressure present outside the surface must be greater than the pressure of the liquid. So in this case we must have P naught greater than PL. Right? So let me repeat once again. The molecules that are present on the surface, they experiences an outward force, and this force is directed towards the center of curvature of the curved surface. Now for the molecules present on the surface to be in equilibrium, what should happen? There must be some force balancing it. So for that, P naught must be greater than PL for this surface to be in equilibrium, right? So all in all, what you need to remember is, you need to remember that whenever the surface of the liquid is curved, there is always an excess of pressure on the concave side of the surface over that convex side of the surface. There is always an excess pressure on the concave side of the surface. So please write down this statement, write down the conclusion. On the basis of the 3 cases that we have discussed, now we are going to write the conclusion. So please write down the conclusion. Write down the heading, pressure difference across a surface film, and now under this heading please write down, there is always an excess of pressure on the concave side. There is always an excess of pressure on the concave side of a curved liquid surface. There is always an excess of pressure on the concave side of a curved liquid surface over the pressure on its convex side, over the pressure on its convex side due to surface tension, comma, whenever a liquid surface is curved. Whenever a liquid surface is curved. So what does it mean? It means that whenever a liquid surface is curved, there is always an excess of pressure on the concave side of the surface over the pressure on its convex side. I hope this statement is clear to everyone. And now let us come to our main topic of discussion, which is excess pressure inside a liquid drop. Please write down the heading. Excess pressure inside a liquid drop. So this is a very important topic for the examination also. Excess pressure inside a liquid drop. So what you need to see is, let's say there is a spherical liquid drop. Okay, this is a liquid drop. Okay, the liquid is filled inside it, and the radius of this drop is r. Okay, the radius of the drop is r, this is the center, ठीक है, and the surface tension of the liquid of which this drop is made of, let's say the surface tension is P, ठीक है. So this is the case, this is a spherical liquid drop of radius r of a liquid having surface tension T. Now we need to see what is the value of excess pressure inside the liquid drop. Just now we see that whenever a liquid surface is curved, there is always an excess pressure on the concave side of the surface than the pressure on its convex side. This is the convex side, and let's say the pressure outside is PO. ठीक है? If this liquid drop is exposed to the atmosphere, then the pressure outside it will be equal to the atmospheric pressure, right? So this is atmospheric pressure P naught, and let's say then what should be the value of pressure inside the liquid drop? The pressure inside the liquid drop should be greater than the pressure outside it for the equilibrium of the surface. So let's say the pressure inside the liquid drop is P naught plus small p, and this small p is the value of excess pressure inside a liquid drop which we need to calculate. ठीक है? So this is the case. Now what we will do, we are going to see the derivation, how we are going to derive the expression for the excess pressure inside a liquid drop. So clearly there is an excess of pressure inside the liquid drop. Now assume that under the effect of this excess pressure, the radius of this spherical drop increases from r to r plus dr. Let's say this is the new drop, the radius has increased, and this is value of dr, and this dr, the increase in the radius dr is very small, such that the pressure inside the liquid drop remains constant, right? So under the effect of this excess pressure, the radius of the drop increases from r to r plus dr. Now the new radius is r plus dr. ठीक है? Now in order to increase the radius of this spherical drop from r to r plus dr, this excess pressure must have done some work. ठीक है? So let us calculate the work done by the excess pressure. So work done will be equal to force into displacement. We know work done is equal to force into displacement. So this excess pressure small p is doing the work, ठीक है? And we know pressure is equal to force upon area. So force will be equal to pressure into area. So p into area, this is the value of force, into displacement, which is dr. ठीक है? Is equal to P. Now what is the value of area? Area is 4 pi r square. 4 pi r square. This is the surface area of a liquid drop or a sphere. We know this is given by 4 pi r square into dr. ठीक है? So this is the value of work done. This is the work done. ठीक है? Okay, let us let it be like this. This is equation 1. ठीक है? This is the value of work done. Now we know that by the concept of surface energy, we know delta U, the increase in surface energy, is equal to T into delta A. That means if you are increasing the surface area, then surface energy will also increase. This work done, the work done by this excess pressure, will be converted into this work will be equal to the increase in surface energy of this spherical drop. This work done is used in increasing the surface energy of this spherical drop. ठीक है? So let us calculate the surface energy, and then after that we will equate W and delta U, because these two has to be equal, right? So increase in surface energy. Increase in surface energy delta U is equal to T into delta A, where T is the surface tension of the liquid and delta A is the increase And what is delta A? Delta A is the increase in surface area. So what is the final surface area? Since the final radius is r plus dr, so final surface area will be equal to 4 pi r plus dr square. ठीक है, this is the final surface area minus initial surface area. Initially the radius is r, so initial surface area will be 4 pi r square. I hope I am clear to everyone. ठीक है, now we can take out 4 pi r square common. So t into 4 pi r square, 4 pi r square is taken out common, and here we are left with 4 pi is taken outside and r square is taken outside. So if we take r square common from here, then we will be left with 1 plus dr upon r ka square minus 1. Now using the concept of binomial expansion, we know that dr upon dr is a very small quantity. ठीक है, we know this thing 1 plus x to the power n. If x is very small, then we can write it as 1 plus n into x. So same thing we will be using it here. So we have t into 4 pi r square multiplied by this 1 plus x to the power n, and this x is very small, dr upon r is very small, because dr in itself is very small, so dr upon dr will be smaller than that. So we can write it as 1 plus 2 dr upon r minus 1. Now this 1 and 1 gets cancelled, and we are left with 1 r gets cancelled with this r. So we are left with t into 4 pi r into 2 dr. Or you can write it like this: 4 pi r square t into 4 pi r square. This 1 and 1 gets cancelled, 2 dr upon r. So that we don't get confused. Okay? And now this can be written as t. This r se this r gets cancelled, and we will be left only with 1 r, and this gets multiplied. 4 into 2 becomes 8. So all in all, we have t multiplied by 8 pi r dr. This is our equation number 2, and this is the value of delta U, increase in surface energy. So this is increase in surface energy, T multiplied by 8 pi r dr. Fine. Now this work done is converted into the increase in surface energy. This work done is used to increase the surface energy of the liquid drop. So these two must be equal. So we must have W is equal to delta U. So W is equal to delta U. We must have W is equal to delta U. What is the value of W? It is P into 4 pi r square dr, and this should be equal to the increase in surface energy, which is T multiplied by 8 pi r dr. Right? Now we should cancel the common terms on both the sides. So 4 pi r, I think we can cancel out. 4 pi r dr should be cancelled out. Cancelling 4 pi r dr from both the sides, we get 4 pi r dr gets cancelled. We will be left only with 1 r, and this should be, and 4 pi r dr cancels out, so we will be left with only 2. So from here, P is equal to 2T by r. This is the value of excess pressure inside a liquid drop. I hope this is clear to everyone. The value of excess pressure inside a liquid drop is given by 2T upon r, where T is the surface tension of the liquid and r is the radius of the spherical drop. So you can see that the value of excess pressure depends on the surface tension of the liquid and the radius of the spherical drop. Please note down this derivation, and it is very important for your exams as well. Please note it down, and then we shall move forward. I hope everyone has noted down. So please write down the next concept, next heading, which is excess pressure inside an air bubble in a liquid. Excess pressure inside an air bubble in a liquid. Excess pressure inside an air bubble in a liquid. So let's say there is some liquid and there is an air bubble inside that liquid. Suppose this is the air bubble and this air bubble is surrounded by liquid. So we say that there is an air bubble inside a liquid. Okay? This is an air bubble inside the liquid. Now this case is exactly similar to this case. This is an air bubble inside a liquid and this is a liquid bubble. So liquid drop in the air. So these two are similar cases because both have one free surface exposed to air. So for both the cases, the value of excess pressure is given by this expression only. Okay? So please write it down. Please write down. This case is similar to first write down the heading excess pressure inside an air bubble in a liquid, and then write under that heading this case is similar to that of a liquid drop in air. This case is similar to that of a liquid drop in air. This is because it has only one free spherical surface. This is because it has only one free spherical surface. This is because it has only one free spherical surface. So, full stop. So, the excess of pressure inside an air bubble is given by. So, the excess of pressure inside an air bubble. So, the excess of pressure inside an air bubble is given by. So, the excess of pressure inside an air bubble is given by P is equal to 2P by R. This is the same expression we will use to calculate the excess pressure inside an air bubble. Okay? Here T is the surface tension of the liquid and R is the radius of the drop or the bubble. R is the radius of the air bubble. Okay? I hope this is clear to everyone. So we have discussed two things: excess pressure inside a liquid drop, and then we have discussed excess pressure inside an air bubble. Okay, present in a liquid. Now write down the third heading: excess pressure inside a soap bubble. Excess pressure inside a soap bubble. Excess pressure inside a soap bubble. So this is the derivation we have done for excess pressure inside a liquid drop. And now we want to see the excess pressure inside a soap bubble. So I have already told you that for any soap film or for the soap bubble, there are two surfaces of it. Okay, like this. If this is a soap bubble, then it has two surfaces. Okay, this is the center and it has two surfaces or two layers. So now if we repeat our derivation in the similar manner that we have done for the liquid drop, then we will see that because it has two surfaces, so the increase in surface area for it will become double. So here the value of delta A will become double and this will come out to be 16 pi r dr. ठीक है? So यहाँ पे भी 16 pi r dr हो जाएगा and यहाँ पे 4 बच जाएगा and therefore the pressure value or the value of excess pressure will come out to be 4T by R. So all you need to note is because this is because a soap bubble has two surfaces because it is thick, it is assumed to have two surfaces. So if we increase its radius from R to suppose R plus dr, then the increase in surface area will be double of that in case of a liquid drop. The increase in surface area will be double. ठीक है, so we will multiply this by 2, so it will be actually 2 delta A, and all these thing gets multiplied with 2, and here we will have 2 into 8 pi r dr, which is 16 pi r dr, and when you put here the value 16 pi r dr, the expression comes out to be 4t upon r. Right? I hope this is clear to you. So ये चीज समझ आनी जरूरी है कि why the pressure is, why the value of excess pressure is double to that in case of a soap bubble. ठीक है, so please write down the excess of pressure inside a soap bubble. The excess of pressure inside a soap bubble is given by P is equal to 4t upon r. This is the value of excess pressure inside a soap bubble. Right? I hope this is clear to everyone.